At its peak, the Ottoman Empire spanned three continents, from the vibrant markets of Cairo to the minarets of Istanbul and deep into Europe, leaving an indelible mark on history. Renowned for its power and influence, it shaped the cultural and political landscapes of Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa for centuries. Yet, much of history focuses on its decline and eventual collapse. But what if things had been different? What if the Ottomans embraced reforms, modernized their military, or won critical battles, altering the course of history? These changes could have transformed global trade, alliances, and even the world wars. In this video, we'll explore these alternate scenarios under Suleiman the Magnificent. Stick with us until the end for a quiz to test your knowledge of this fascinating alternate history. If the Ottoman Empire had maintained its dominance, the landscape of Europe would have been drastically different. The Balkans, long under Ottoman control, would remain firmly within the empire's grasp, preventing the emergence of independent nations such as Greece, Serbia, and Bulgaria. This would reshape the political map of Europe and prevent the Balkan Wars, which were pivotal in the decline of the Ottoman influence. The continued Ottoman presence would also shift the balance of power across Europe, creating new alliances and rivalries. Countries like Austria, Russia, and Britain, feeling threatened by a strong Ottoman Empire, would likely engage in more complex diplomatic maneuvers to counterbalance Ottoman influence, potentially altering the lead-up to the World Wars. Military conflicts could be redefined, with the Ottomans playing a central role in European geopolitics. The ongoing dominance of the Ottoman Empire would have far-reaching consequences for the Middle East and North Africa. A unified Islamic governance under a reformed, modernized Ottoman rule could lead to a more stable and cohesive region. The collapse of the empire after World War I and the subsequent Sykes-Picot Agreement that divided the Middle East would have been avoided, resulting in less fragmentation and a more unified political structure. The region could potentially avoid the endless conflicts fueled by arbitrary borders drawn by colonial powers. Economically, the Ottomans' control of crucial trade routes would position them as global economic leaders, possibly rivaling or even surpassing European powers in terms of influence and wealth. If the Ottoman Empire had maintained its dominance, the dynamics of the world wars would likely have been drastically different. A powerful Ottoman state could have played a decisive role in World War I, either by aligning with Germany and strengthening the Central Powers, or by remaining a neutral force that could sway the balance of power. Such a position might have prevented the war's most destructive outcomes, including the extensive reshaping of borders in the Middle East through the Sykes-Picot Agreement. The continuation of a stable Ottoman rule might also delay the colonial rivalries and geopolitical tensions that contributed to the outbreak of World War II. European powers would have to navigate a global stage where the Ottoman Empire's strategic decisions and alliances could shift the trajectory of major conflicts, altering the balance of global power for decades. A cohesive, Ottoman-controlled Middle East would fundamentally reshape the global political landscape. Unified governance might prevent the rise of Arab nationalism and the resulting fragmentation of the region. This stability could avert conflicts like the Israel-Palestine dispute and eliminate some of the power struggles that have destabilized the area for over a century. With a strong Ottoman presence, the Islamic world might experience greater cultural and political cohesion, allowing the empire to play a significant role in shaping global religious and cultural developments. As the Cold War emerged, a dominant Ottoman Empire could act as a powerful balancing force between the United States and the Soviet Union, influencing the outcome of proxy wars and the geopolitical strategies of both superpowers. This enduring influence might lead to a drastically different world order throughout the 20th century. If the Ottoman Empire had embraced modernization early, it could have significantly reshaped the trajectory of global industrialization. By adopting the Industrial Revolution's advancements in manufacturing, transportation, and military technology, the empire might have emerged as a leading global power, rivaling the dominance of European nations. Infrastructure reforms, such as modern railroads and efficient ports, would strengthen internal connectivity and international trade. Widespread adoption of the printing press and reforms in education would foster a more literate and skilled population, fueling innovation and economic progress. With modernized administrative systems and a stronger military, the Ottomans could have maintained control over their vast territories, ensuring their influence over key regions like the Balkans, the Middle East, and North Africa. This strategic modernization might have positioned the empire as a cornerstone of global power well into the modern era. Early modernization would also have profoundly influenced Ottoman governance, society, and global standing. Reforms in education, alongside secularization policies, could create a more progressive and inclusive society, blending tradition with modernity. These advancements might elevate the empire's cultural and intellectual influence, shaping practices across the Islamic world and beyond. Economic modernization, particularly control over oil-rich regions and key trade routes, would make the Ottoman Empire a financial powerhouse. Istanbul could emerge as a global financial hub, rivaling London and Paris. Additionally, the empire's technological edge might redefine global trade networks, fostering closer connections between East and West. These developments would not only ensure internal stability, but also significantly alter the balance of power in international relations, setting the stage for a world where the Ottoman Empire shaped the 20th century and beyond. The geopolitical dynamics of a modern world molded by a thriving Ottoman Empire would differ radically from our current reality. Spanning continents, this vast empire, potentially adopting democratic principles, might serve as a stabilizing force among superpowers like the United States, the Soviet Union, and China. Its sustained influence over the Middle East and North Africa could discourage European colonial ambitions, leading to a world where colonial empires are weaker or even non-existent. The political unity and stability in Ottoman-controlled regions could foster stronger alliances and a more balanced global power structure. Governing diverse populations, the Ottomans might develop innovative administrative and cultural practices, influencing international relations and diplomacy. Their unique approach could bridge Eastern and Western ideologies, becoming a cornerstone of modern global governance and reshaping the balance of power. A flourishing Ottoman Empire would leave a profound mark on global culture and economy. With its rich traditions in arts, architecture, and cuisine, the empire could inspire a broader appreciation for its cultural heritage, blending seamlessly into global traditions. A unified Ottoman identity, whether Arabic, Turkish, or Islamic, might play a defining role in globalization, promoting harmony between Eastern and Western influences. Economically, the empire's control over oil-rich regions and critical trade routes would provide unparalleled leverage in the global energy market. This early dominance could solidify the Ottomans as a key player in international trade and finance. Such cultural and economic leadership would ensure that the Ottoman legacy extends beyond its borders, profoundly influencing the trajectory of the modern world. A stronger, more modern Ottoman Empire reshapes the world, influencing Europe, the Middle East, and global geopolitics. With sustained dominance, the Ottomans might have prevented the rise of European colonial powers, altering the course of the World Wars and the Cold War. That a unified Middle East under Ottoman rule could lead to a stable, influential region, while the empire's embrace of early modernization and industrialization would position it as a global leader in technology and trade. Culturally, the Ottoman influence would spread further, enriching global art, architecture, and cuisine. This alternate path for history prompts us to consider the challenges and benefits of such a vast, enduring empire. Would this alternate history lead to a more peaceful world, or would the balance of power create new conflicts?
What city was conquered by the Ottomans in 1453, marking the end of the Byzantine Empire? Which Ottoman Sultan was known as the Magnificent? What was the elite Ottoman military corps made up of Christian conscripts called? What was the capital of the Ottoman Empire before Constantinople? What body of water did the Ottoman Empire control, vital for trade between Europe and Asia? How well did you do? Share your score in the comments.